So here we go. This is the 2020 C8 Corvette. We are on our way back to Bridgewater Chevrolet because that's where they have the C8 Corvette on tour for their nationwide tour. And I get to go see it in person today, which is amazing because I'm really excited. I've been watching videos and looking at pictures of this car for like 2 weeks now, and I'm really excited to actually finally be able to see and touch it and sit it in person. We actually already were there, but the thing is, it's the C8 Corvette in like a very highly dense metropolitan area, so it was kind of like a zombie apocalypse trying to go there. Hopefully we're on our way back now so that we can actually get some shots that you're going to see in the beginning, or you've already seen in the beginning of this video. So if you guys watched my last C8 video, which is my first reactions to the car, I said that I was going to get it in torch red, but I might change my mind because the car that they had on display was the Sebring orange. I think that's what it was. Sebring orange tint coat. I'm not sure, but it was the orange color, and it was absolutely stunning. I think I might order the car in orange instead now, because I feel like everybody's gonna get red and everybody might get black or whatever. I think orange is a nice special color. A good thing about that car is it also had the gray interior that I like, the light gray, sky gray, whatever interior. I think they were the GT2 seats, which are nice. And I have to say, it's a lot more, what's the word? It's very futuristic. You know, it feels like I'm sitting in a rocket ship or like a cockpit of a jet. And all the controls are laid out here, which is really interesting. Now, the seats were pretty comfortable. I didn't really spend too much time there, but I really like the steering wheel. So the steering wheel, if you haven't seen it yet, it's kind of like it's like flat top and flat bottom. And the paddle shifters are significantly better than the generation we have now. They're longer, they're bigger, they're like, I think the ones in this car, they were like kind of like a stainless or a brushed aluminum or some sort of, I think they're like a metallic material or, you know, a metal. And it just felt a lot better than this car. It felt like every time you hit them, it inspired confidence. The steering wheel in general it feels a little bit smaller than the one in the car, this current generation as well, which I think is nice. I think a smaller steering wheel is better for track or like high performance driving. The rest of the interior, the little knob section over here where you can control your modes, your drive modes, is pretty cool. It felt nice. I mean, I didn't adjust my seat, so it felt like it was a little further away, but you know, the car felt like it can comfortably, I'm about 5'11", and it felt like it can comfortably seat up to like 6'2". But of course they had the targa off, so it's kind of hard to tell that way. So the way they laid out the center console, like with the vertical button layout, it's good for the driver. It's very driver-centric. But if you notice and you go sit in the passenger seat, your passenger is not going to have room for their elbow or whatever. You know, usually we have this like little center console thing where we can all just rest our elbows. Even our C7s, we have the center. It's a nice like, you know, little space. But in this car, the vertical console kind of takes up a lot of that real estate, and the passenger may or may not, depending on how big they are, feels comfortable putting their arms there. I think that this display was a lot better than the one at Quirks, because I think the Quirks one was outside in the sun, it was hot, you know, the car was roped off or fenced off with metal fences and you couldn't really get close to the car. But the one here at Bridgewater, it's nice and open. It's inside the dealership. They have all these nice little displays set up for you to touch the steering wheels, to feel the seats, to look at the colors of the car. And I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I went to this one and not to the one in Quirks, because Quirks also screwed me over back in the day. Anyway, different story for that. Seeing the car in person for the first time, to me, it was a cool experience because I've never actually been to a reveal before. And this was cool. It was nice talking to the Chevy reps. And at the same time, I really feel like seeing the car in person solidified my decision even more. You know, it's a really beautiful car in person. I think it's one of those cars that look better in person than it does in pictures. You know, in the front end, you have, it almost looks like a Huracan with the way it's kind of shaped with the front bumper and the frunk lid. Reminds me a lot of the Huracan or the Aventador. And the overall shape looks a lot like a 570. You know, there was actually a 570 there today. And did you see the 570, hun? It was black. So it was a black 570S. And I found that The C8 almost looked better to me than that. I mean, of course, the color makes a difference, but you know, the shape and everything, just felt very comparable. And I think I have to elaborate on this. Last time I said that the 570S is going to be way faster, and some people disagreed with me. And let's just take a look at it from a standpoint here. It's just like the 570S is faster than the C7 Z06. And that's fact. There's no debating that. You know, 60 to 130 times, quarter mile times, everything, like just roll racing. The 570S is the faster car. So you have to ask yourself, is the C8 Corvette going to be faster than a C7 Z06? And I don't think so, because Chevrolet would never do that. They've never done that in the past, and I don't think that they would do that now. The other thing we also kind of talked about is how ugly the rear end is. And it's still kind of ugly, but I don't think it's that ugly. Actually, it's really not that bad. If I think about it more, looking at it more, it feels a lot of inspiration from like an Aventador almost. Because the Aventador kind of has like a slope down in the middle rear end as well. I think I'm at peace with the rear end. I would still change those exhaust pipes though. I mean, they look better in person, but I think they need circular exhaust pipes. Big, round, circular exhaust pipes. Blacked out. The sky gray interior, love it. I love that interior because I feel like not that many cars give you that option. The only concern I have is that it might get a little dirty a little fast, but hey, I'm willing to take that risk. So if you guys look at the car, you'll notice that the rotors are not drilled or slotted, and there were a lot of complaints about that. I talked to Richard, who is the product specialist there for Chevy, and he was saying that he's basically hinting that there's going to be the option for drilled and slotted rotors. This was just the pre-production car, and they just didn't have time or whatever to fit those on the car. Another interesting thing is that there were a lot of little like bugs and kinks with the car. Like the trunk would have trouble closing, or rather the side doors would have trouble opening, the passenger doors wouldn't open properly. And I think it's just a matter of electrical issues that Chevy needs to sort out before their car goes into production. Because I would really hate for this car to have problems like that. Like those are simple problems or simple, parts of the car where you expect to function properly, like a door opening, or your trunk opening, or your hood opening, or rather it's bonnet. It's a bonnet now. The British call it a bonnet. The clear engine is nice. I wish they would have done something like the Huracan with the engine bay strips, the LEDs. Instead, it's kind of just like this frontal, like two little LED lamps, and feels a little bit like an afterthought. I mean, it's nice regardless, but it would have been nicer if they had like little LED strips on the side to kind of illuminate the engine bay like the Huracan or the R8s do. Earlier this week, I actually put in a deposit for the C8, and I'm really, really excited because people keep saying that it's going to be sold out or whatever, and I was able to get like a late spring allocation, and I'm getting it from Bridgewater Chevrolet, who happens to be the same dealer that I've bought my other Corvettes from, and I'm really excited. I'm hoping that I do get it early or late spring. I'm really hoping the aftermarket for this car is strong. There is a lot of space in that engine bay for turbos, for superchargers, for whatever you want to put in there. So, I'm hoping that Chevy doesn't lock out the ECU like they, said that they were going to try to do, and that people really start tuning the car and getting the most out of it, because yes, almost 500 horsepower is quite a bit, but we as Americans always want more, right? So you guys haven't been in this car before, huh? This is my Toyota Tundra. I mean, I don't really do anything truck related, but in case you're wondering, you might have seen it in some of my videos in the background. It's lifted, it's got 35s, mud tires. That's probably what you're hearing right now. I'm on the highway, you're hearing all that highway rumble, whatever, from the mud tires. I've got an intake on it. It's the 5.7 liter V8. I like it. I've had it for about 5 years now. I don't know. I think I should probably get a bigger truck, maybe something with a diesel. Oh man, so all right, we're here now at Bridgewater Chevrolet again. And it looks like the parking lot has really filled up. If you guys get the chance to check out the car, if the tour comes to your city or somewhere near you, I suggest you go check it out. It is a very pretty car in person. And if you can get to see it where there's not that many people around and the doors are closed and everything is closed, take a step back and just admire it, because it is a beautiful piece of machinery. I really applaud GM for taking this step and making a mid-engine Corvette. So GM, if you guys are watching this, be sure to send me a press car because I would really appreciate that. I'd love to see what the 6 to 130 time is on this new C8 Corvette. I'm guessing it's gonna be 9.8. And I'm guessing the quarter mile time is gonna be 11.3 at 120 miles per hour. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little tidbit slash first impressions of the C8 Corvette. I was hoping to get more time with the car, but you know, this is the first, well, one of the first tours they're doing, and especially on the East Coast, so I kind of expected it to be a madhouse over there. But hopefully I get another chance to see it, drive it maybe. That'd be great. But until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm rocking some trial merch over here. Testing out the design on the shirt. Hopefully it looks okay. I hope it doesn't look too dumb. Jesus Christ, what are people just drifting out of this parking lot like it's a Cars and Coffee or something? Good thing there's no Mustangs here. Oh, here's a Mustang. Everybody's going to die now. Oh my God, no, just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. If this is your first time on the channel, be sure to watch some of my other stuff. I produce cinematic content for all sorts of performance cars. So if that's your jam, consider subscribing and ringing that bell icon for new episodes every Thursday. Thanks for watching.